Hey, what's up guys, George here, and welcome to this episode of the 240SX Drift Build. Today we're going to go ahead and throw on our new wheels and tires, and also button up a couple of other things that I didn't take care of earlier. Alright, so we're just going to be throwing the wheels on now. We're not going to be lowering the car tonight just because it's going to be dark soon. So we're just going to go ahead and throw the wheels on right now.
Day has passed like a hurricane to my heart, to the far away. See the light.
Alright, so we got the new wheels on the front, and they're a little bit smaller than the old wheels that I had before, as in the tire sidewall is, oh no. Alright. Okay. So the sidewall on this tire is like a 60 or whatever. The sidewall on this tire is like a 40, but it's a lot smaller, even though this is 17-inch wheel. And these were 16-inch wheels. So now there is a bunch of tire gap here, or wheel gap, and that's also partially because after the drift event that I went to a few months ago and my car broke, like I burned out the clutch and it wouldn't move, I lifted the coilovers up so I could push the car onto the trailer because obviously it couldn't go under its own power, and before, to get the car on the trailer when it was that low, we had to like drive it halfway up, jack up the ramp so the car frame rails would not scrape because it was so low. So I lifted up so we could just push it all the way up. But now the car can be lowered a bit because this is kind of disgusting. So, and it just looks a little strange. And when we lower it, we'll get our negative camber back in the front, so it will perform a little better. We have a little bit now, barely even any. But once we lower it, I'd say inch and a half, it'll be looking a lot better.
On the other side, I'm going to get there and hope we will meet there.
Now we're going to go ahead and undo these two bolts right here, this one and then this one down here. And then that will let us pull this thing off of the knuckle in the front, and then we can twist it up and lower the car a little bit on these coilover things here. Alright, so now we're going to go ahead and just loosen this thingy up. We're actually probably going to need to put a bolt back into the knuckle through here, so this thing won't spin when we try and undo this. But we loosen this thing up, then we can twist it up, then we can move this entire piece up, and then that will allow us to actually lower the car. Alright, that was easy.
Day has passed like a hurricane.
Now we can pull out our screwdrivers that are holding this in place. Maybe. Alright, and then we can just twist this thing up until it hooks into there.
To my heart, to the far away. See.
Take a screwdriver in here. And then if we can tighten this one down so it doesn't actually move while we're trying to drive.
On the other side,
since we lowered it so much, it's so much higher up. So we're gonna have to get the jack to move the knuckle up because it's so far away. And then we're gonna throw our nuts back on the back. So before I tighten all this stuff down on this side, I'm gonna go ahead and do the other side to see if I run into any problems, and if I have to change something on the other side to match this side, I won't have to loosen everything up. So I'm gonna go do this side, and then on the back, and we start tightening everything up. Alright, so I've got the bolts on both sides torqued down, I got the car lowered, and now we're gonna go ahead and put the wheels back on, and then lower it down on the ground, see if it looks good. Of course it will look good, but put the wheels on, lower it down, and then we're gonna go work on something in the back on the exhaust that we'll see in a moment. The problem I was having is the exhaust would rattle around and you accelerate. And that's because one of the mounts that the exhaust hangers go to on this side actually rusted off. This is like the only place that there's rust in the car, like right here. As you can see right there, it completely rusted off. So what I did, I took 2 hose clamps and I attached them to one to the exhaust hanger on the actual exhaust, and then one around this like thing right here that like holds the I don't even know what it holds on. It's just like chilling right there. It's like maybe it holds on the bumper support or something, but it worked well, and now the exhaust doesn't move at all, because before it would just shake around all over the place. I'm going to be putting this new exhaust gasket in. This is a 2.25 inch one. The one I had before is a 2.5 inch one. It's going in there, this thing, and it leaks very badly. You can hear it. It's quite annoying, and I think it's because this one is a little bit too big, so like air is escaping somewhere. So we're gonna take that out, put the new one in, hopefully that will get rid of the exhaust leak. Alright, so I'm about to drain the power steering fluid out of my car because I put power steering fluid in, and you're supposed to put automatic transmission fluid in the power steering system. So I'm just gonna take these 2 fittings off that go to the steering rack right here, the red one and the silver one, and that will drain most of the fluid out. Then we'll just move the steering rack around just to try and get as much out as we can, and we'll fill it up with automatic transmission fluid. Now that I've got the majority of the power steering fluid out of the steering system, I'm going to go ahead and hook these lines back up right here, and then go ahead and fill it up with ATF. Now we're going to go ahead and fill this thing up with our automatic transmission fluid. So that's going to do it for this episode of the 240SX Drift Build. If you did enjoy this video, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one.